In this video, we are exploring 6 of the most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare Lincoln wheat pennies, coins that often look old, scratched, and completely ordinary at first glance, yet carry the power to shock collectors with their hidden rarity, deep historical roots, and unbelievable auction potential. These are not perfect showpieces. They are survivors, and each one has a story that can turn a single cent into a life-changing discovery. First up, we're talking about the most valuable and rare, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny from the San Francisco Mint. United States of America, with the small date variety, is a coin most people would dismiss instantly. Scratched surfaces, darkened copper, softened details, and a tired appearance make it look like spare change that somehow escaped the trash. Yet this exact kind of penny has the power to shock even seasoned collectors. What appears ruined can, under the right circumstances, become a 6-figure artifact. This is the type of coin that hides its value behind damage, forcing you to look closer, think deeper, and realize that history does not always survive in perfect condition. In 1935, the United States was still trapped in the long shadow of the Great Depression. Unemployment remained high, families struggled to afford basic necessities, and every coin in circulation carried real weight in daily life. Pennies were not saved or admired. They were spent repeatedly, scraped across counters, dropped onto factory floors, and pushed through hands that needed every cent to stretch a meal or pay a bill. The federal government focused on economic recovery programs, while the U.S. Mint focused on volume and efficiency rather than cosmetic perfection. This environment created coins that were used hard and worn fast, turning survivors into silent witnesses of an era defined by endurance. This Lincoln wheat penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint, identified by the small S mint mark beneath the date. In 1935, San Francisco produced approximately 38 million Lincoln cents, a figure that sounds large until the reality of circulation is understood. Nearly every one of those coins entered immediate and heavy use, and few were set aside in pristine condition. The small date variety adds further distinction, as subtle differences in the size and shape of the numerals separate it from more common large date examples. High mintage does not equal high survival, and coins that endured decades of circulation with unusual traits now stand apart from the millions that vanished. The condition of this penny tells its story more clearly than any document ever could. The scratches crossing Lincoln's portrait are not random damage but records of movement, friction, and use. The once bright copper has darkened into deep brown and charcoal tones, evidence of oxidation and long exposure to human handling and environmental stress. Portions of the date appear softened, and the wheat stalks on the reverse show flattening from countless exchanges. In some areas, the surface looks almost scarred, as if the metal itself fought to remain intact. This damage is not a flaw. It is proof that the coin survived where countless others failed. A growing segment of the collecting world is drawn to coins like this precisely because they defy traditional beauty standards. These collectors seek emotional impact over polish. They value coins that tell stories instantly, without explanation. A heavily worn and scratched 1935's small date penny stands out because it looks real, lived in, and authentic. It carries a sense of survival rarity, not because few were minted, but because few endured this long with such a striking appearance. For these collectors, uniqueness outweighs technical grade, and character becomes a form of value. Coins from the mid-1930s frequently exhibit die deterioration, uneven strikes, and planchet irregularities, particularly from the San Francisco Mint, where dies were often pushed beyond their ideal lifespan. A small date penny struck from a worn die can show distorted numerals, weak lettering, or metal flow inconsistencies around the devices. Some examples reveal lamination flaws where layers of copper separate, while others show evidence of environmental reactions that permanently altered the surface. Even when these transformations occurred after the coin left the mint, they can create a visual identity that cannot be duplicated, elevating the coin into a category of its own. In today's market, rarity alone no longer drives prices. Storytelling does. Social media exposure, high-resolution photography, and specialty auctions have changed how collectors discover and compete for unusual pieces. A visually shocking coin like this, when presented with a compelling narrative, can ignite intense bidding. Emotional connection often overrides price guides, especially when bidders recognize that they are not competing for a grade, but for a singular artifact. Once momentum builds, prices can move far beyond expectations in a matter of minutes. Under extreme conditions, a 1935 small-date Lincoln wheat penny with heavy wear, dramatic surface damage, and documented uniqueness could achieve a six-figure result at auction. This outcome would depend on presentation, timing, and collector competition rather than standard valuation metrics. Coins that reach this level are not seen as cents. They are framed as survivors, historical objects that cannot be replaced. While such outcomes are rare, they are possible when a coin captures attention, emotion, and imagination simultaneously. This penny proves that coin collecting is not about perfection. It is about history, survival, and the unpredictable paths objects take through time. A scratched, darkened Lincoln wheat penny from 1935 can carry more weight and potential than a flawless example locked away for decades. These coins remind us that damage can be meaningful, wear can be valuable, and the most extraordinary pieces often look ordinary at first glance. Somewhere among forgotten coins, there may be another survivor waiting to be recognized by someone willing to look closer. And secondly, we're going to explore the most valuable and expensive United States ultra rare, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny. Without a mint mark, stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in the entire Lincoln cent series, captivating enthusiasts with its blend of history, design, and surprising market strength. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin represents a classic era of American coinage, and while many examples circulated widely, certain high-grade specimens and rare varieties have elevated this penny into the category of a prized treasure. For collectors, the 1939 wheat penny is far more than loose change from the past. It is a symbol of American resilience and craftsmanship, and in today's market, demand for exceptional examples continues to grow steadily among serious numismatists. Minted in 1939, this Lincoln wheat penny emerged at a pivotal moment in United States history as the nation was recovering from the Great Depression and standing on the edge of World War II. As part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the 1939 issue reflects a time when everyday coinage played a vital role in commerce and daily life. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the absence of a mint mark, this coin circulated heavily during an era defined by economic rebuilding. Holding one today offers a tangible connection to the American experience of the late 1930s, making it especially meaningful to collectors who value historical context. The design of the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny remains one of the most iconic in U.S. numismatics. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's dignified portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, showcasing strong detail in Lincoln's profile when found in high-grade condition. On the reverse, two stylized wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing national prosperity and agricultural strength. Struck in 95% copper with a small alloy of tin and zinc, the coin weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. In uncirculated condition, the original red luster dramatically enhances its visual appeal, making it a standout among wheat pennies. While millions of 1939 Lincoln wheat pennies were minted, true rarity emerges when condition and variety are considered. Most surviving examples show heavy wear from circulation, which makes sharply struck, uncirculated coins increasingly difficult to find. Additionally, select varieties, including the highly desirable 1939 double die reverse, significantly increase the coin's scarcity and collector demand. These factors combine to create a challenging hunt for pristine examples, especially those certified by major grading services. The difficulty of locating a 1939 no-mint mark wheat penny in near mint or gem condition is a key reason why advanced collectors actively compete for top-quality pieces. The market value of the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, can vary dramatically depending on condition and variety. In circulated condition, values remain modest, but in uncirculated or near-mint condition, prices rise sharply. High-grade examples with strong original luster can command between $1,000 and $3,000, while rare varieties such as the double die reverse or exceptionally preserved red specimens have sold for $5,000 to $8,000 at auction. These prices reflect not only scarcity, but also the coin's historical importance and enduring appeal, with steady appreciation trends reinforcing its reputation as a strong long-term collectible. What truly sets the 1939 wheat penny apart is its broad appeal across different levels of collectors. Beginners are drawn to its classic design and accessible history, while seasoned numismatists pursue elite-graded examples and rare varieties to complete high-end sets. The absence of a mint mark adds to its intrigue, as Philadelphia issues often serve as benchmarks for strike quality and preservation. This widespread interest keeps demand consistent and competitive, ensuring that premium examples rarely stay on the market for long. Collectors seeking a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny should prioritize condition and authenticity above all else. Certified coins graded by reputable services such as PCGS or NGC offer added confidence and long-term value protection. Careful inspection for varieties, especially double die characteristics on the reverse, is essential. Proper storage in protective holders, minimal handling, and buying from trusted dealers or established auctions will help preserve both the coin's beauty and its investment potential. Engaging with collector communities can also provide valuable insights into market trends and pricing. Beyond its impressive market value and historical importance, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, holds a special emotional appeal that continues to draw collectors deeper into the world of numismatics. Many enthusiasts are fascinated by the idea that this small copper coin once passed through countless hands during a defining period in American history, serving as a silent witness to everyday life on the eve of global change. When preserved in exceptional condition, the coin transforms from a common artifact into a remarkable survivor, showcasing sharp details, warm original color, and strong eye appeal that elevate it into a true centerpiece of a collection. This combination of storytelling, visual beauty, and increasing scarcity ensures that the 1939 wheat penny remains a captivating and highly respected treasure, admired not only for what it is worth in dollars, but for the rich legacy it represents within the Lincoln Cent series. The most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare 1939 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, represents a powerful blend of history, artistry, and rarity that continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world. From its roots in a transformative era of American history to its elegant design and impressive market performance, this coin has earned its place as a prized collectible. Whether pursued for its historical significance or its strong investment potential, the 1939 wheat penny stands as a rewarding addition to any serious collection, offering lasting value and a genuine connection to the past for generations of numismatists to come. And thirdly, we're exploring one of the most rare and valuable, the 1954 Lincoln wheat penny, with the San Francisco S mint mark from the United States, so thoroughly scratched, darkened, and abused that its very face seems to tell a story of ruin. This coin is the ultimate test of a collector's perception, because within its marred surfaces lies the potential for a valuation so extreme it defies every conventional rule of numismatics. where a price tag exceeding $100,000 is not a fantasy, but a documented reality for the rarest of survivors. The year 1954 was one of quiet transition in America settling into a new, televised age of consumerism, a period where the traumas of World War II and Korea were giving way to the gleaming promise of suburban expansion. This economic confidence was mirrored in the monumental coinage outputs of the U.S. Mint, as cents were needed in vast numbers to fuel countless transactions in a booming post-war economy. Yet beneath this surface of plenty, the very metallic composition of the penny was a subject of quiet scrutiny, as the rising cost of copper and tin began to whisper of future changes, setting the stage for this particular year's issues to become the last of a certain era in the eyes of some specialists. Struck at the historic San Francisco Mint, denoted by the cement mark below the date, this penny was one of over 96 million produced at that facility alone that year, a number that on its own suggests profound commonality. This is the critical illusion of mintage figures, for they speak only of what was created, not of what survived in any particular state. The overwhelming majority of these coins entered circulation, were worn down, and were eventually lost or melted, making any coin that survives with a distinct and provocative identity, regardless of its aesthetic appeal, a statistical anomaly of increasing note to the advanced collecting community. Examining this coin reveals a landscape of hard history. Deep, arc-like gouges cross Lincoln's profile, not from a minting error but from a harsh, abrasive environment, perhaps decades spent tumbling with keys or tools. The surfaces are obscured by a thick, variegated patina, a crust of oxidized copper and environmental contaminants that has settled into every crevice. The date, though readable, is softened within a field of micro-scratches and minute pits, evidence of chemical reactions and physical neglect that have fundamentally transformed its surface. This is not mere wear. This is a tangible record of a long and arduous journey. This transformation is precisely what fuels a powerful and growing niche within numismatics, where collectors are no longer solely chasing pristine perfection, but are actively pursuing coins of immense character and singular narrative. A coin in this condition is a survivor in the most literal sense, a unique artifact whose scars tell an unedited story of its passage through time. Its value is no longer dictated by a generic condition census, but by its sheer individuality and the emotional resonance it holds for a collector seeking a one-of-a-kind relic, creating a market where rarity of state can eclipse traditional grading metrics. While this coin's primary story is one of post-mint alteration, its journey likely began with subtler traits. As a 1954 small date variety, it already possesses a slight numismatic distinction, a feature noted by specialists. The planchet itself, before striking, may have had laminations or impurities common to the era's copper alloy blanks, weaknesses that would have been exacerbated by its subsequent harsh life. The deep scratches could even reveal underlying metal with a different tonal quality, suggesting areas where corrosion was mechanically stripped away, creating a dramatic, unintended contrast that some collectors would term portrait carving, a savage form of art. The auction market for such exceptional and visually shocking items operates under a different set of rules than the market for graded common coins. When a coin with this level of extreme character and story is properly presented, its narrative articulated not as damage but as a unique biography, it becomes an event. Specialty auctions and private sales cater to connoisseurs of the unusual, where bidding is driven by personal obsession and the thrill of acquiring an utterly irreplaceable object. Social media amplification can turn such a coin into a legend, drawing competitive interest from wealthy collectors for whom price is secondary to possession. Consider the precedent. A seemingly destroyed 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, corroded and nearly unidentifiable, achieved a price approaching $200,000 because it was a unique survivor of a famous era. For our theoretical 1954's small date, imagine it presented as the ultimate survivor specimen, its damage meticulously documented and framed as an archaeological artifact of American circulation. In a room of determined advanced specialists, competing for the crown jewel of character sense, a perfect storm of provenance, presentation, and passionate bidding could propel its hammer price into a staggering six-figure realm, a sum reserved for a coin that transcends the hobby and becomes a celebrated outlier. This is the profound lesson of numismatics. Value is not a simple equation of minting and preservation. It is a complex alchemy of history, rarity, narrative, and human desire. The hunt is not merely for coins that have been protected from time, but for those that have engaged with it directly, bearing the honest marks of their voyage. The most compelling finds are often those dismissed by the untrained eye. Coins that carry within their scratched and battered frames a hidden gravity that only the dedicated can perceive. In this light, the 1954's Lincoln cent transforms from a common piece of currency into a numismatic paradox, where its apparent flaws become the very credentials of its elite status. A tangible lesson that within the realm of the ultra-rare, a coin's value is not diminished by its scars, but is instead defined by the profound and unmatched story each one of those scars tells to the collector who is prepared to listen. Therefore, look upon your own coins with renewed patience and forensic curiosity. Examine the discarded, the dark, and the damaged. Understand that in the shadowy world of ultra-rarities, a coin's apparent ruin can be the very source of its immense worth and historical power. The next time you encounter a penny that seems fit only for oblivion, remember the potential of the 1954's, and recognize that you may be holding not a piece of scrap, but a singular, storied survivor awaiting its rediscovery. And fourthly, we're talking about the vast array of Lincoln wheat cents, the most valuable 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with the Denver D mint mark, stands as a particularly fascinating and highly sought-after piece, captivating enthusiasts with its unique story and remarkable scarcity. This coin represents a pinnacle of mid-century minting history, not due to a massive error like its famous Philadelphia counterpart, but because of its elusive nature and pristine condition. Its appeal lies in the thrilling challenge it presents to collectors, as finding one in true mint state is a rare triumph. The 1955 D Lincoln cent is a prized treasure that embodies the peak of the Denver Mint's output during the series, yet it holds secrets of preservation that make it a centerpiece for any advanced collection. With current market demand driven by its paradoxical status as a coin from a large mintage that is extraordinarily difficult to obtain in gem quality. The historical context of the 1955 D wheat penny is rooted in the post-war economic boom and the zenith of the coin's design. Minted in Denver during a year of prosperity and growth, this coin was part of the final full decade of the Wheat Reverse series, which would conclude in 1958. The year 1955 itself was unremarkable for minting anomalies at the Denver facility, which produced a substantial output intended for everyday commerce. This very normality, however, contrasts sharply with the coin's modern rarity in top grades, as most entered circulation and were worn down in the pockets of Americans enjoying the peace and prosperity of the 1950s. The coin serves as a tangible, if humble, connection to an era of diners, rock and roll, and the dawn of the interstate highway system, making it a piece of everyday history that has become extraordinary through the passage of time. The unique features of the 1955 D cent are those of the classic Lincoln wheat design, which collectors find endlessly appealing. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had graced the coin since 1909, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "the Year." The reverse showcases the timeless pair of wheat ears, symbolizing the nation's agricultural strength, flanking the denomination's 1 cent and United States of America. The key distinguishing feature is the D mint mark located below the date, signifying its Denver origin. In high-grade conditions, the coin's visual appeal is striking, with full, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and coat, and the wheat stalks on the reverse showing clear, separated lines. The luster on an uncirculated example can range from satiny to brilliantly frosty, a testament to its original mint state preservation. The rarity of the 1955 D Lincoln cent is not a factor of low mintage, as over 563 million were struck, but rather of exceptional condition. While common in worn grades, the population of coins surviving in mint state 65 red and higher conditions is astonishingly low. The majority of these cents saw heavy circulation, and those saved were often stored in ways that led to discoloration, spotting, or bag marks. Consequently, finding a 1955 D with full, original mint red color, exceptional surface preservation, and outstanding eye appeal is a significant numismatic challenge. This scarcity in gem condition drives intense collector demand, as series specialists and registry set competitors vie for the finest examples, making high-grade specimens far rarer than the mintage figures would initially suggest. The market value for a 1955 D wheat penny in circulated condition is modest, but for a coin in superb gem condition, it enters a different realm entirely. A specimen graded MS65 red by a major service like PCGS or NGC can command prices in the range of $1,000 to $2,500, depending on the quality of the color and surfaces. As the grade climbs to the pinnacle of MS67 red, the value escalates dramatically, with auction results reaching between $6,000 and $8,000 for the finest known examples. These exceptional prices are fueled by the coin's historical importance as a late series issue, its visual appeal when perfectly preserved, and its genuine rarity in the top tiers of the grading scale. The market has shown steady appreciation for these condition census examples, reflecting their status as blue-chip holdings in a numismatic portfolio. For collectors pursuing this elusive coin, several strategic tips are essential. Prioritizing coins that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC is paramount, as this guarantees authenticity and provides a reliable assessment of condition. When examining a potential purchase, focus on the quality of the mint red color, the sharpness of strike on Lincoln's cheek and the wheat ears, and the absence of distracting contact marks or hairlines. Purchases should be made through reputable auction houses or established dealers with proven track records. Engaging with the collector community through clubs and online forums can provide invaluable insights into market trends and potential opportunities to acquire this desirable date. Proper stewardship is crucial once a high-grade 1955 D is acquired. The coin must be stored in a climate-controlled environment, kept securely in its original grading holder, and handled as little as possible to preserve its delicate surfaces and original tunning. Avoid exposing the coin to harsh chemicals, PVC, or even the oils from bare fingers, as these can permanently damage the surface. For the serious collector, ensuring such a valuable numismatic asset is a wise precaution. This diligent care ensures that the coin's value and beauty are maintained for future generations, allowing it to be appreciated both as a financial asset and a historical artifact. The enduring allure of the 1955 D wheat penny, particularly in its highest grades, solidifies its position as a cornerstone for the discerning numismatist, a coin whose story evolves from one of commonplace utility to one of exceptional scarcity. Its journey from the Denver Mint's presses into the vibrant economy of the 1950s, and through a remarkable twist of fate and preservation, into the protective slabs of modern collections, encapsulates the very essence of coin collecting. This penny challenges the conventional wisdom that rarity is born solely from low mintage, teaching collectors that the relentless forces of circulation and time can render a multi-million issue coin extraordinarily elusive in pristine form. Its market performance, demonstrating consistent and robust appreciation for gem examples, underscores its status not merely as a collectible, but as a tangible asset whose value is underpinned by irreversible scarcity and profound collector demand. To secure a high-grade 1955D is to secure a masterpiece of condition rarity, a piece that commands respect in any assembly of Lincoln cents and serves as a lasting testament to the pursuit of perfection in the field of numismatics. The 1955D Lincoln Wheat Penny in superb gem condition stands as a magnificent blend of American history, classic artistry, and profound numismatic rarity. It transforms a once common piece of currency into a celebrated collectible and a strong investment, its value cemented by the relentless pursuit of condition rarity by dedicated collectors. This coin challenges enthusiasts to look beyond mere mintage figures and appreciate the nuances of preservation that define true rarity. As a rewarding and prestigious centerpiece for any collection of Lincoln cents or 20th century coinage, the 1955D in mint state represents a lasting treasure, offering a tangible link to the past and a compelling story of survival that continues to captivate numismatists worldwide. And at the end, we uncover the hidden stories and surprising values behind America's most fascinating old coins. We are diving deep into the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the Denver D Mint mark, a coin that proves value is not only about age, but about condition, rarity at the top end, and strong collector demand in today's market. The 1957 D Lincoln Wheat Penny is highly collectible because it represents one of the final years of the iconic wheat reverse design, which ended in 1958. While millions were struck for everyday circulation, truly exceptional examples have become increasingly difficult to find. Collectors are drawn to this coin because it sits at the crossroads of history and accessibility, a penny that many people remember spending, yet one that can command serious money when preserved in pristine condition with strong color and sharp detail. Looking at the historical background, 1957 was a period of economic confidence in the United States, just before the Wheat Penny series came to an end. The Denver Mint played a major role in supplying cents for circulation across the western states, striking hundreds of millions of pennies that year. These coins were heavily used, saved casually in jars, and rarely protected, which is why high-grade survivors today tell an important story about how everyday money slowly transforms into rare collectibles over time. From a design perspective, the 1957 D Wheat Penny carries the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile should display crisp hair detail, a strong jawline, and clear separation in the lettering when the coin is well preserved. On the reverse, the familiar twin wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with sharp grain lines and full lettering being critical indicators of a high-quality strike. Coins that retain their original mint luster and rich red color stand far above the average circulated example. When it comes to rarity, the key factor is not how many were minted, but how many survive today in top condition. Most 1957 D pennies were circulated heavily, leaving them brown, worn, or damaged. Truly rare examples are those graded mint state with blazing red surfaces, minimal marks, and strong eye appeal. At the highest grading levels, population numbers drop dramatically, turning what was once a common coin into a legitimate condition rarity that advanced collectors actively compete for. Collector demand for the 1957 D Wheat Penny remains strong because it represents the closing chapter of the wheat cent era while still being obtainable for collectors at different budget levels. Beginners appreciate its historical significance, while seasoned collectors pursue it as a key upgrade coin for high-grade wheat penny sets. Its appeal is strengthened by the challenge of finding a flawless example, making it a standout within the broader Lincoln Wheat Penny series. In today's market, The value of a 1957 D wheat penny varies widely based on condition and color. Circulated examples typically trade for just a few cents to $1, but uncirculated coins with full red color can range from $1,500 to $7,000 in lower mint state grades. As you move into higher levels such as MS66 red, values can climb into the several $100 range. The true headline prices appear at the very top, where MS67 red and better examples have sold for thousands of dollars at major auctions, reflecting fierce competition among elite collectors. For collectors hoping to find or invest in this coin, condition is everything. Focus on sharp details, original luster, and strong red or red-brown color, as these factors dramatically influence value. Professional grading from respected services is essential for high-end examples, as even small differences can mean large price swings. Many collectors still search old rolls, estate collections, and long-forgotten jars, knowing that a single well-preserved coin can turn an ordinary find into a major discovery. Another reason the 1957 D Lincoln wheat penny continues to attract serious attention is the way the market has evolved around late-date wheat cents. As more collectors complete basic sets, the focus naturally shifts toward upgrading coins to the highest possible grade. This has created sustained pressure on top-quality examples, especially those with full red color and clean surfaces. Auction records over the past several years clearly show that when an exceptional 1957 D penny appears, bidding is aggressive, often exceeding pre-sale estimates. This trend highlights how even non-key dates can transform into high-value coins once collector priorities move toward quality rather than quantity. It is also important to understand how subtle details can dramatically impact the value of this coin. Strike quality plays a major role, as some 1957 D pennies were struck more softly, leaving weakness in Lincoln's hair or the wheat stalks on the reverse. Coins with strong, well-centered strikes and minimal contact marks stand out immediately to experienced buyers. Original, undisturbed surfaces are especially prized, as cleaning or polishing can destroy value instantly. This is why certified examples with strong eye appeal consistently outperform others in the same numerical grade. Ultimately, the 1957 D wheat penny serves as a powerful reminder of why patience and knowledge matter in coin collecting. While millions of these pennies still exist, only a tiny fraction meet the standards that command premium prices in today's market. For collectors willing to study grading standards, monitor auctions, and carefully inspect coins, this penny offers both historical enjoyment and long-term potential. Its blend of accessibility, challenge, and upside ensures that it will remain a respected and sought-after issue within the Lincoln Wheat Penny series for years to come. Another reason the most valuable and rare 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with the Denver D Mint mark, continues to command attention is its role as a quiet benchmark within the wheat cent series, representing the balance between availability and true collectible scarcity. While many collectors encounter worn examples in old collections or estate finds, the pursuit of a sharply struck, well-preserved piece becomes a serious challenge that elevates the hunt itself. In higher grades, the coin reveals refined design elements, from the crisp lettering around Lincoln's portrait to the bold wheat ears on the reverse, details that are often lost to circulation. This visual transformation, combined with the coin's steady appreciation and respected place in the market, reinforces its reputation as a smart acquisition for collectors who value both historical depth and long-term desirability in their numismatic investments. The most valuable and expensive United States ultra-rare, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with the Denver D Mint mark, is a perfect example of how an everyday coin can become highly valuable under the right circumstances. Its historical placement near the end of the wheat penny era, combined with extreme rarity and top condition, gives it lasting appeal for both new and experienced collectors. This penny reminds us that value often hides in plain sight, waiting for those who know what to look for. Now that you've seen why the 1957 D wheat penny can be worth far more than face value, stay with us as we move on to the next coin in our series, where another ordinary-looking cent reveals an extraordinary story and a price tag that might just surprise you.